Dennis here once again. As you can see, we are in a festive season, and I thank the Lord that with all that has happened, He has brought us by through His grace to see this season once again. It's an exciting time to be alive. And when you consider everything that has happened this year, then you know that indeed God has been faithful. And so, on behalf of myself and my family, we just want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. I pray that the New Year would bring fulfillment to you and your family. Proverbs chapter 22 verse 15, Bible says that foolishness abounds it's bound up in the heart of a child, and with the rod of correction it shall drive it far away from him. It's interesting that Proverbs is putting it that way. But I believe that growing up, it's more common for children to be foolish in their decisions and in their choices. And unfortunately, there are grown-ups or matured people who have acted foolishly in many instances as well. One of the things that we need to guard against is to watch out for the pressure that people shall mount on us because of what they think and their opinion. Life as it is, God has made us to interrelate, and even in this 21st century, we so happen that social media has taken this to a certain extent, in the sense that now everybody has got to say about you or has got to say about me, because whenever we put out something there, we have opened ourselves for their opinion. And so if you are not careful, you will be driven by what people will think of you or what people are saying about what you do. And so I think personally, I have certain experiences where growing up I never wanted to hurt anybody, so I would always ensure that I'm doing the right thing. So far as people are happy, I'm fine, always want to be in their good books. But hey, it got to a point when maturity came in, I realized that, you know what, people will always be people, and one thing about people is they have an entitlement, and their entitlement is their opinion. And so for me to do things because they say so or because they think like this would mean that I'm still childish or I am acting foolishly. And it will surprise you that in the Bible there was a king who was noted to have acted foolishly. In the book of 1 Samuel chapter 13, when you read from the first verse throughout to the 13th verse, it says that a time came where the Philistines made war against Israel, and the people that were with him were so much pressed. They were so much pressed that Samuel had told Saul to wait for him. And so for 7 days, Samuel was nowhere to be found. And the Bible says that the people that were with Saul had started running into caves, had started running away because they could not stand the Philistines. As a leader, if you are not careful, you would take rash decisions. If you are not careful, you would make foolish decisions. If you are not careful, some of your choices will be driven by the opinion of people, because the people that are with you are against what you are doing. If you are not careful, you would come to the point where you would even doubt the very conviction of your calling because of what people are saying. A young man started a business, a young woman, you started a business, but because of what other people are saying, if you are not careful, they will drive you out of your conviction. But you see, if you live long enough, you'd realize that it won't always be every time where you have the support of the people. You won't always have people by you every day. I don't blame Saul. He has always had people by him. He has always had people cheering him on. He has always had the applause of people. He's always been the people's person, and so he would always put himself out there just to do what the people want. And when he turned around and saw that his support base were running away and he was left all alone, and that the Philistines could just come up on him at once, he decided to do that which he knew for a fact that he can't do. or he is not supposed to do. In the things of God, it was only within the Levitical priest or the Levite that were permitted to offer sacrifices unto God. And so even though Saul happened to be a king, his kingdom or the powers that he had did not allow him. The oil that upon him, he was anointed to be a king, but he was not anointed to offer sacrifices unto God. And so those aspects of that duty or the duties of the temple of God were reserved for special people or reserved for the Levite. But Saul said, because the people were running away, what are they going to say? What are they going to think of me as a leader? And so he was compelled, he was pressured to do that which he's not supposed to do. When you read the book of Hebrews chapter 7, Bible talks about Melchizedek. Melchizedek, he was a priest and a king. And so since he doubles as a priest and doubles as a king, he has every right to offer sacrifice unto God, to offer the peace offering unto God, and to offer burnt offering unto God. Why? Because he was a king and he was a priest. But that wasn't so for Saul. But he ventured into the things that were reserved for the Levites. And Bible says that, verse 13, and when Samuel came and said, and saw him, that he asked that, what have you done? You have acted very foolishly. I want you to take a moment and think about your life. What have you done? What decision have you made? What choice have you taken? What decision have you taken? And what has been your thought pattern? You have acted foolishly. Maybe you shouldn't have done what you did. Maybe you should not have allowed certain things to go on for far too long. And so there are times that even though you are matured, even though people look up onto you, but there are times that you can act very foolishly. And one of the ways for a man to act foolishly is to do things to please people, is to be compelled by the pressures of people, is to leave your own will aside and do things because the people are saying so. If you do not follow the precepts of God or the commands of God as a young man, as a young woman, as a business owner, if you do not believe in your own conviction, but you want to please many people or you want to please the masses, I'm telling you, you may be acting very foolishly, just as Saul had done. And so that was the end of Saul. His kingdom wasn't established. The Lord took his kingdom from him. Isn't it so sad that for one act of disobedience, for one act of foolishness, you would never know where your choices would land you. You'd never know where your decisions would land you. But I would advise you, as a young man and a young woman in a relationship, maybe that time it's near for you to tie the knot or to settle down. I would advise you that do not look at the masses. Do not act because everyone is saying so. Do things to please your own self. So far as your conscience is right, so far as it pleases God, I would urge you, or I would encourage you to go ahead and do that which you will be proud of, and not something that you would look back and say that I have acted very foolishly. I pray for you today that even as we are preparing to get into the new year or to get into 2021, may the grace of God abound. May your eyes be open and may you be sensitive to act according to the things of God, but not succumb to the pressures of the people. Remember, the people will always have their opinion, but it is the opinion of God that matters. May the Lord richly bless you. I am Pastor Dennis, and I'm going to come your way same time again next week. Bye-bye. God